Well, way back 20 years ago, I was working as a talk show host on a 50,000 watt AM radio station, WOWO in Fort Wayne, Indiana. At that time, we were the number one radio station in the entire northeastern Indiana area. WOWO was the top dog. And I was doing the afternoon drive following Rush Limbaugh, who worked from noon to 3, and I did 3 to 6. Like I said, they call it afternoon drive. Well, I had a newsman who sat on the other side of the glass. His name was Lee Burdorf. And one day, instead of Lee sitting there in his normal news chair, there was a young lady there who I'd never seen before. And I went, who the heck is that? And so I contacted Lee and I said, who's that? He says, hey, she's an IU grad, just got out of college. She's got plenty of awards. She's top notch. And this is her first job in regular media. And I said, okay, well, fine. Got a new news person. Her name was Aishah Hasnie. I didn't know that name. It was kind of different to me, but turns out she was Pakistani by birth. But anyway, she became my newswoman back in those days. And she was young, she was vibrant, she was she was very naive in a lot of ways. I remember one of the days they had a talk like a pirate day. And I would talk of these phrases like a pirate, and I would talk to her. She's the newswoman, because you converse back and forth with a newswoman. And my producer back at that time was the lovely and talented Queen Diane. And she was a fabulous producer. But anyway, so there we had Aisha there as our news person. And when I was doing the Talk Like a Pirate Day, Lee Burdorf is standing behind her, and he could hear what I'm saying to her. She doesn't totally understand it because it's in kind of a pirate jargon, if you will, old time arg, that kind of stuff. And I was throwing these lines out, and Lee knew what I was saying, and he was laughing. Aisha was just sitting there going, huh? Didn't know. Was just kind of, dumbfounded by the whole thing. But she was a great newswoman. She did her job fabulously. And one day, I would say probably maybe a year later, year and a half, she walked in the studio, and she said, hey, can I talk to you? I said, sure. So we're sitting there, and she said, listen, I got to tell you, I have just been given an offer by a local CBS television affiliate, which is WANE-TV, to come and work for them and get out of radio and go to work in the TV. Do you think I should do it? I looked at Aisha and I said, Aish, are you kidding? Take the job. This is a once in a lifetime deal. You're one of those people that's made for TV. Now, keep in mind, she was younger. This is 20 years ago. Well, ultimately, she went on to Wayne TV and became a person of their newscast. And here's some pictures of her. She was doing newscasts. As a matter of fact, 2010, when I was given my walking papers by WOWO, Aisha called me up. She said, can we interview you? Because I'd been on the air for like 14 years, and people wanted to know what happened. And I said, well, Aisha, you're the only person in the media I'm going to grant an interview to, because I know you're going to be honest, you're going to be fair, you're going to be straight, because she'd worked with me for a long time. And she agreed. Fine. She came over to the house, sat there, did an interview with me, and did it extremely well. And I was grateful for it. Now, later on, Aisha was noticed by another station down in Indianapolis. It was a Fox News channel. I think it was Channel 59. They noticed her from Wayne TV, and they, offered her a job down in Indianapolis. And she took it. Well, then she became famous down in Indy at Fox 59. And as she's growing up, she's becoming, frankly, more attractive. And ultimately, she was contacted by, Fox News in New York. She ultimately left Fox in Indianapolis and Fox in the Midwest, where she was working in Fox stations. And she went on to New York City. Now, when you started Fox, you started at the bottom of the totem pole, which means you work overnight. And that's what she did. Took the overnight slot, worked, did everything, did the news stories. And every once in a while, you'd see her. Hey, there's Aisha. There's Aisha. Well, gradually, she got more and more, and she got better and better. As she got better and better, she started getting better assignments. And suddenly, I saw her doing fill-in for newscast. And then ultimately, she became the chief Washington, D.C. reporter at the Capitol. And now she's doing some big-time newscasts. Well, Aisha, is still Aisha. Aisha, to the best of my knowledge, is still single. She's from Pakistan. Her family moved to the United States when she was 6 years old. They lived in Bedford, Indiana. I believe her family was royalty, so they got out of Pakistan because there's a lot of apparently bad stuff going on. And she was raised in Bedford. And her father was an engineer at an automobile company. She likes to shoot rifles, and she's very good at it. And she's got other sisters. She's fine. She's great. She's doing well in Washington, D.C. And to the best of my knowledge, like I said, she's still single. Now, wherever she's going to go, well, she's going to go up. Eventually, I probably see her every day knowing what's going on. Do we stay in touch? Occasionally we do. It's just so nice to say that young lady, Aishah Hasnie, got her first job in broadcasting in Fort Wayne, Indiana at WOWO Radio, 50,000 watt, and she was on Afternoon Drive with me. And I'm proud to say I was the one that said to her, Aisha, take the job in TV. It'll be the best thing for you. And it turns out it was. And Aisha has become a star. And now you know.